Hi everyone. This is one of my favorite things to teach because it makes such a difference to your writing. So we're going to be looking at this week in week 2, lesson 1 is point of view. And another term for that is perspective. And that's when you read through the slides, the author makes a decision about who's telling the story for a particular reason. And so in order to find out who's telling the story or who's narrating the story, we look at the pronouns. So you'll see on the slides there, they've got a list of first person, second person, third person. And there's a couple of activities there to do. In the last tasks, your student tasks ask you to edit your draft. So again, I'm going to use a draft that I've been editing. Again, reminding you that it's not my full draft. I've just taken part of my paragraph to make it easier to edit. And so you guys can see more clearly what I'm doing. So we have to edit our draft using the correct first person and second person pronouns. Highlight this in a particular color so that it's clear to see where you improved your work. So in a different color, I'm running out of colors. I'm going to go back to my red, I think, and I might do these ones in like a little cloud. So I'm going to do my little cloud here. I'm going to do point of view so that I know that things that are in clouds are where I'm correcting my point of view. Just like over here when I did my irregular and regular verbs and my past tense being in purple. Little color coding system at the top to make it easier for you to understand what you're doing. So I'm going to proofread it. You're writing to the same person as the story is about. So you are going to need to write in, I started off as an ordinary year. You were excited because you're telling somebody about someone else's experience, but it's about that person, so it's a bit confusing. But all that you need to do is go through and correct the point of view. So here I've written you, okay, because it's about the person who's reading the story, reading a letter. So if you sent a letter to yourself, you would be reading about your own experiences. Therefore, it needs to be in the second person, okay? It started off as an ordinary year. You were excited. So here's a really fun fact for you. When you correct pronouns, you need to make sure that the word after it is also correct. So you was excited doesn't make sense. So I know that that word now needs to become were. So it's I was, or he or she. But when we talk about you or your, we use were. Okay, so that's really helpful. Just a little note for you here that you need to always be checking the word that comes after the pronoun so that it makes sense. Example here, you was doesn't make sense, so we change it to you were. So you were excited to meet your, again, we're changing the pronoun my to your. You were excited to meet your teacher, and although you knew whose class you desperately wanted to be in, you, again here, we have to change the second word. You wasn't doesn't make sense, so I need to change it to you weren't. 100% sure that it will be that teacher.